What's good? This is Trey, and the topic of this video is what is a woman looking for in a man, right? What do women really want from a man? And the answer to that question is she wants a man who can pass her tests, right? A woman is basically, to be honest with you, she's a test. She's a walking test, right? When you get with a woman, you're basically signing up for a test, but not one test. If you think it's one test, then you're wrong, right? You're signing up for multiple tests. Like she tests you the minute you approach her, the test begins, right? And then if you pass the test, okay, she give you more time in the day. You pass another test, pass more tests, and then she starts getting turned on. The more tests you pass, the more turned on she gets, right? The more tests you fail, the more turned off she gets, right? If you start seeing it like that, then you will have more successful women because that's what's going on, right? And she has different tests, she will test you based on how much value you are demonstrating, right? So a guy who has clear and obvious value, right? So let's say there's a celebrity that she fantasizes about or whatever. If he shows up, she's not gonna test him as much because he, in her mind, has already passed a lot of her tests, Like if it's a celebrity that she's into or whatever, it's because he's already demonstrated that he has all this value or whatever. So a lot of her tests have already been passed. So if she sees him, she's probably just gonna submit, because it's like, you already passed all my tests, right? But a guy, if you are a stranger, right? Like if you see a woman in the grocery store and you walk up to her and she doesn't know who the hell you are, she's gonna test you, right? When you say hi, she may put up what they call a bitch shield or whatever, because she has to test you because she doesn't know who the hell you are, right? And she has to test to see if you have the value she seeks, right? So a woman, if a woman said no to you, it basically means you didn't pass her test, right? Other than like if she's just not available, right? That would be the other reason. But let's say she's available, she's sexually available, but she says no, it's because you didn't pass her test, right? Now, there are some main things you want to demonstrate as a man, like, some main qualities, because every woman has a different personality, different like type that she's going for, whatever. But there's some main things you can demonstrate as a man. One of them is dominance, right? And not so much dominating her. You want to show dominance in the environment, right? So wherever you're meeting her, somehow, some way, you got to show that you are winning in the environment, right? You have to show that. You can show that through the way you look. Like maybe you just look dominant, right? Maybe you just have a look where it's like, yo, I run this shit, right? If you actually have that presence, then that will help, right? Or you can be dominant through your communication, right? Warm up the room. Instead of going straight to the woman that you like, go and socialize with other people and show that you are a social guy, show that you are connected in the environment, show that you are free, show that you don't give a fuck. And now you're starting to turn her on because you're showing dominance in the environment and showing that you're winning. You are showing survival value, right? She has different tests. Like I talk about the main survival values that Mystery is giving us, right? Those are ways you can pass her test too, by demonstrating those things. You demonstrate pre-selection, it helps you pass her test, because when she sees you, that you already have other women that are interested in you, it basically lets her know, okay, this guy has passed other women's tests, so I can I don't have to be too hard on him, like he probably has some value, because she knows women, like she's been around women, she knows that women put up their tests too. So and she's looking at the quality of women, right? So if let's just say she's a 9 out of a 10, right? If there was a 1 to 10 scale, she's a 9 out of 10. So she's really attractive, right? And she sees you with some other 9s out of 10 or 8s out of 10, somewhere in that range. She'll be like, okay, he probably has some value. She might even like give you a signal like, oh, come talk to me, or so. She'll give you a signal to come communicate with her because she's seeing the pre-selection, right? It's like you're passing her test without even interacting with her, right? But if she sees you with like 5 and 6s or whatever, she may not be as, interested, because she's like, okay, well, he does get girls, but not the level that I'm at. That's what's going through her head, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. It's going through her system. So you as a man, you just got to get really good at passing these tests, right? And the only way you can get good at passing these tests is basically dealing with a lot of women, right? They're gonna throw tests at you. They're gonna check to see. A lot of their tests is really just to see how congruent you are in your thoughts, your actions, and your communication. So what you're thinking, what you're saying, and what you're doing, right? And also how you feel, your vibe, right? She's checking all those things. She wants to see, is this man congruent? Is this man really on point? Is this man really have the value that he's trying to communicate, or is he full of shit? So you want to demonstrate as much value as you can. That's how you pass her test, right? And you also want to show social intelligence. They will test you to see, are you experienced with women? Like, that's one of their tests too. They will throw certain tests at you that you would only be able to pass if you have experience with other women, because these girls, they don't want to be in awkward situations. You feel me? So if you don't have experience with women, you're gonna be awkward, right? Like when they get to certain points in the conversation, or certain points in the relationship, you're gonna be awkward, and she's gonna be like, oh shit, I think I picked the wrong one. So you want to get good at passing these tests. That's why you need to go and live. Go out there and have these experiences with different women. Go and approach women, go and get rejected, whatever. Even your ability to handle rejection is a test. Like I've literally seen women, like they'll like, you'll approach a woman and you'll interact with her, ask for a number, and then she'll say no. And then if you respond like in a good mood, like positively, like, oh, okay, no problem, see you later, she'll actually be like, hey, no, I'm sorry, I just wanted to see if you're gonna like get mad or something. Like I've seen that happen, right? Because that was a test. She didn't actually want to reject you. She was just testing you to see how does he react to rejection, right? Because if you get pissed and mad at a rejection, it signals that you must be in some scarcity. Like you're so attached to the outcome, like you overvalue her, right? So if she says no and you get all tight or whatever, that shows her that you probably don't have that much successful women, or have that much women like around you. Don't have no abundance. You're in scarcity, right? So just understand that a woman is looking for a man who can pass her test, right? And you'll understand what these tests are the more you deal with women, right? It's just, they're mainly just trying to see, do you have the value that she seeks, right? And there's ways to get past it. As I said, pre-selection is a very powerful one, because when she sees that you already have other women, it makes it easier for her to kind of lay off on the test. She's still gonna test you, but she's gonna lay off on it. And test is basically just to see your strength as a man, your strength as a character. It's not a bad thing. It actually makes you stronger as a man, right? Because if you demonstrate or communicate that you are this thing or this way, and then she sees incongruence, she will test you to see what you're gonna do. Like if you say some shit like, like if you being cocky and acting like you're so good, you'd be like, yeah, nothing touches me, nothing messes with me, or whatever, right? And she hears that, she may be like, okay, yeah, and then you set up a date, and then she'll flake on you just to see how you react, right? And she may do that subconsciously. She may not be doing it consciously, but it's to see how you react, because you said you don't give a, you say you don't care, you say nothing can touch you, nothing can throw you off your game. So now when she flakes on you, what happens now? You start going, oh no, what happened? Oh, why you ain't showing up? I thought you said you would go. Or, now you're showing that you full of shit. You wasn't really, shit can touch you, right? She can trigger you. Right? If she can trigger you emotionally and make you do weird shit and manipulate you, you fail her test, right? Anytime you get emotional and unable to think clearly and start getting your feelings and shit, and then you act from that place, you fail her test, because you're demonstrating weakness. She's trying to seek out weakness in you, right? Subconsciously, that's just how she's wired, to find your weakness and bring it out and then she looks at it and says, do I want to deal with this, or do I want to discard this guy and get somebody who's stronger, right? She make that choice based on your value, but you will be tested. That's the game, right? So she's looking for a man that can pass her test. You have to become the man that can pass her test. If you don't, then you don't get her. All right. If you'd like to take your dating life to the next level, you want to become a kind of guy that can pass women's tests, send me a message. Let's have a conversation. Let's see where you're at with your game, with your dating life. Let's take it to the next level. All right. Thanks for watching. Peace.